When I woke up, I was already dead. My heart wasn't beating, my skin was cold. But I could hear things miles away, the drip of water, the breath of animals hiding in the dark. I thought I was dreaming until I smelled it, blood. Sweet, warm, close. That's when I realized I wasn't the one being hunted anymore. I was the hunter. Wind howling, faint heartbeat whispers in the distance. When I opened my eyes, I thought I'd woken in a nightmare. The world was drenched in darkness, yet I could see everything, every trembling leaf, every grain of dirt beneath my hand. The moon hung low and red, bleeding light across the forest floor. My body felt wrong, heavy but empty. Then I noticed it, silence, not a sound inside me. No heartbeat, no breath. Panic crawled through my veins, but even fear felt different now, colder, slower, deeper. I pushed myself up, trembling, and my hand brushed the soil. It was wet, not with rain. When I looked down, my fingers were slick with something darker. Blood, my blood. I stumbled to the nearby stream and saw my reflection, pale, hollow, and unfamiliar. My eyes, once brown, now shimmered like black glass. The bite marks on my neck had vanished, completely healed. I should have been terrified, but all I felt was hunger. A burning ache deep inside my chest that whispered one word over and over: feed. The forest around me pulsed with life, every sound, every heartbeat calling out to me. That's when I realized I hadn't just survived the night, I'd become it. Soft rustling of leaves, distant animal cries, heartbeats slowly building. At first, I tried to fight it. The hunger clawed at my chest, sharp and relentless, but I forced myself to breathe, to step back from the instinct screaming inside me. But the forest, the night, the very air itself was alive. Every sound was magnified, a fox scampering through the brush, the flutter of wings, the whisper of a rat's claws on stone. Every smell reached me with unbearable clarity, damp earth, decaying leaves, and then blood. It was faint at first, like a memory, then stronger, richer, calling me, pulling me toward it with invisible hands. My teeth ached, my throat burned, my muscles twitched with the need to sink into it. I stumbled, clutching my head, trying to silence the voice inside me. No, don't, but it was too late. My senses had betrayed me. I could see a shadow moving along the edge of the street, hear the rapid heartbeat of someone walking alone, feel the warmth of life radiating through their veins. And I wanted it more than anything. My hands shook, my lips tingled. I was no longer human. I took a step forward, then another. My mind screamed to stop. My body laughed at my weakness. The hunger was alive and it was winning. Tonight, I would learn what it truly meant to be a predator. I left the forest behind and stumbled into the dimly lit streets of the town. Streetlights flickered, casting long, trembling shadows across the pavement. Every sound was a signal. The drip of water from a broken pipe, the scuff of shoes on asphalt, the faint breathing of someone unseen. And then I saw her, a lone woman walking down the sidewalk, headphones in, oblivious to the world. Her heartbeat was a drum in my skull. Warmth radiated from her veins like a beacon in the darkness. I froze. My mind screamed, don't, but my body, it no longer belonged to me. Step by step, I moved closer. The air between us thickened. Her heartbeat accelerated, though she didn't know why. I could smell every drop of blood in her, sweet and metallic, and it called to me louder than any thought I'd ever had. My teeth ached, my throat burned. I was trembling, not from fear, but from need. And then it happened. My hands touched her shoulder. My lips brushed her neck. The first taste of her blood was like fire and ice all at once. Her life poured into me. I felt it. Every heartbeat, every breath, every drop of warmth. When I pulled away, she slumped to the ground, pale, silent. Gone. I stared at my hands, slick with red. My mind screamed in horror. But deep inside, I smiled. For the first time, I was truly alive. I stumbled back from the street, my hands still trembling, slick with her blood. My reflection in a puddle caught my eye. Pale skin stretched tight over sharp features, black glass eyes staring back at me. I didn't recognize the face looking back. Panic surged. I wanted to scream, to run, to somehow turn back time. But there was no fear. Not truly, only hunger. And then it hit me. My senses. Every heartbeat nearby, even from blocks away, thumped like a drum inside my skull. The faintest breath, the quietest shuffle of feet, I could track it all. I reached out with my mind, tasting the air, the warmth, the life around me. It was intoxicating. I realized something terrifying and exhilarating. I was stronger, faster, sharper. My wounds healed instantly. My vision pierced the darkness. My hearing pierced the night. I'd become something more, something deadly. Yet the horror of what I'd done lingered. She had been real, alive. And now, gone. A part of me ached for the man I used to be, the one who walked at night seeking only solace, not blood. But that part of me was fading. I looked up at the night sky, red moon bleeding through clouds, and whispered into the darkness, I am not human anymore, but I am alive, truly alive. And somewhere deep in the shadows, I felt the presence of others like me, watching, waiting, calling my name. Night sounds amplified, distant dogs barking, wind whistling, faint dripping water, heartbeat echoing, growing stronger. The city felt alive in a way I had never known. Every shadow seemed to shift as if it were breathing. Every alleyway hummed with secrets. I tested my strength first, lifting a fallen street sign with ease, feeling the muscles in my arms surge like electricity. Speed came next. I ran across streets, barely touching the ground, my steps silent as a whisper. Even the smallest noises, a cat skittering across the sidewalk, a bird's wing, hit my ears like cannon fire. Hunger still clawed at me, but now I could control it sometimes. Just barely, and then I felt it, a presence, watching near. Not human. My heartbeat spiked. I focused, following the sensation through the empty streets. Shadows stretched unnaturally, twisting toward me. I could hear the faintest whisper of movement, the brush of claws against brick. Someone or something was out there. Like me, I crouched, listening, tasting the air, feeling the dark pulse of the city beneath my feet. My instincts screamed a warning, but my curiosity pulled me closer. Then I caught sight of them. Two figures moving with unnatural grace through the misty streets. Their eyes glowed faintly red in the dim light. They vanished before I could step forward, leaving only a whisper on the wind. You're not ready, but we will find you. I shivered, partly from fear, partly from excitement. The night had become my home, but it was also a world I didn't yet understand, a world I would have to survive in. And for the first time I realized I was not alone. The first hint of light touched the horizon, a pale gray bleeding over the rooftops. My skin prickled, an ache I had never known. The warmth of the sun was unbearable. Sharp, burning, slicing through my senses, panic surged. I darted into the shadows of a narrow alley, pressing myself against the cool brick. Every second in the light was agony. I realized then that the night was no longer a mere preference. It was survival. My heart pounded, or maybe it was the echo of my hunger, still whispering in my veins. I had killed for the first time. I had felt the thrill of power, and yet I was terrified, not of humans, not even of death, but of what I was becoming. My reflection in a puddle caught my eye again. The man I had been was gone. What stared back was sharper, faster, hungrier, and no longer entirely mine. Somewhere in the distance I felt them again, the others. The vampires who had whispered on the wind, the hunters of the shadows. They were out there watching, waiting, testing me. I stepped deeper into the alley, into darkness, letting the shadows swallow me whole. The red moon hung low, guiding me. I was alive, and the night was mine.